want to go over like if you guys are wanting to start making knives or something, or you want to know what it takes to get started making knives, or what tools I recommend. Um, I'm just gonna kind of make a quick video like that. So yeah, let's take a look. The first tool I want to talk about. I don't know if this is in frame. I can't tell. I'm using a GoPro. There we go. Is the belt sander. Um, this is probably, I know you can make knives with files and things, and that's a great way to get started, don't get me wrong. And it's, some people actually prefer it. It adds a little bit more, I don't want to say craftsmanship to your knife, but it makes the knife a little bit more special just because it took a lot more work to make it, at least in my opinion. That's what I think. With making it, with just a file and a hacksaw, that takes a lot more dedication, a lot more work, and by doing that, you also get a little bit more of a, well, for me at least, if I were to use a file, I would probably get a cleaner look. The knife would probably look better just because you can use, the file jigs. You can get really straight bevels by doing it, really even bevels, where it takes a little bit more skill with, a belt sander. It takes quite a bit more skill, especially a 1x30, to get those bevels nice and even with a straight plunge line. I have a hard time getting a straight plunge line with this 1x30, which is why we're making a 2x72. Hopefully it'll help a little bit with making more even bevels and better plunge lines and things like that. But that's my recommendation. Tool number one to start out with. That's the first tool I bought, and again, I'm very new to knife making, and that's what I started on. Is that I just went and bought that and a piece of metal and started. For the second tool that I used, that I wanted the most, and that I would recommend, is you can use a drill like one of these. You can definitely use one of these for drilling your holes, but I really wanted a excuse me, can't think of the name, drill press. I don't know if you guys can see it. I did a review on it. That's actually, a lot of people are watching that video. I don't know why. It's not like I did a great job, but people seem to be enjoying it. But you can check that out on my channel. Would be this drill press, the Wen. This is a great one to start out with. Great price, great features like the light, the laser. Really smooth. The runout's not too bad. I know somebody asked me about that. I haven't tested it, but just by using it, I know the runout's not that bad. So it's definitely the best, in my opinion, drill press that you could start out with. So that would be tool number two. If I had to say, what tools you should start out with, you're definitely going to need a vise. I didn't mention that, but I feel like almost everybody has a vise. If you don't, you should just buy one, because you're going to need it at some point, even if you're not making knives. So vise is definitely going to be in there. Calipers. These ones are very crappy calipers. I have a little bit better pair than this, but I don't know. These calipers are really important. They help a lot. So definitely pick up a pair if you don't want to use like drill bits for setting your grind lines and things like that. Oh, this is a tool I use a lot. Didn't think I would use it as much as I do, but it definitely comes in handy. And that is a Dremel or a Foredom tool. Those are even better if you can afford that. They're expensive. Just a standard Dremel will do. I use this a lot, especially for sanding. Like I'll use it on the spine of the knife, or and contours, or in the drill holes. What you do is you get this little piece right here. Hopefully it's focusing on that. This is what the cutoff wheels are attached to. I'm sure there's better tools out, or accessories for this purpose, but I use this just because I have it. But this is what you attach your cutoff wheel to. But what I do is I tape a piece of sandpaper around it in the direction it spins, so that way it folds up. and you can get in those little tight spaces with that sandpaper, and it really leaves a pretty nice finish. It's a lot quicker than doing it by hand, kind of a shortcut. Um, and it looks, in my opinion, just as nice. But it's really meant for the really hard to reach spots. So definitely that. One tool I definitely forgot to mention is the angle grinder, which really comes in handy. I use it a lot for getting the general shape cut out. I really want a bandsaw. That's actually the next tool I'm going to get. Don't have one yet, so um, but I mean, you could get by with just, you know, an angle grinder. Two, this one has a flapper wheel on it for sanding, which I love. God, it's so nice having one of these. But and then of course your cutoff wheels for cutting out your knife blanks. Angle grinder, that's probably tool. I would almost get an angle grinder before belt sander. Those two are kind of neck and neck for me, because like you know, you can sand with those and you know, and cut out your knife blank. So but we already had one, so I went ahead and just got this little belt sander. So let's go over the tools again. So we got the belt sander, the angle grinder, the drill press, that vise over there, which y'all probably have. Those are calipers. Of course, your safety equipment, and you know, like your respirator. I just got one. I know I haven't been using one, but now that I'm dealing with my Carta and G10, you're definitely going to need a respirator because that's really bad to inhale. I know inhaling metal dust is bad too, but especially G10 and my Carta, with all that fiberglass and epoxy. I think my Carta produces formaldehyde if it reaches a certain temperature, so definitely be careful if you're going to be cutting into G10 or my Carta, or you know, carbon fiber especially. Get a respirator, safety goggles. But I mean, with all that, let me add it up really quick. So we have the drill press, about $150. The one on Amazon is 150, I believe. And the drill, or the belt sander, you know, that was $60 with the warranty, $50 without it. You can also get that on Amazon. Then of course, what else do we have? That Harbor Freight belt sander. There's a review on this in case you want to look at it. I'm tired of using files, or if you're just getting started. So we have 150, 60, that's 210. My math is right. Then the angle grinders, if you can get a cheap one at Harbor Freight, it'll hold you off. Those are what I'm just gonna say 30 to 40. You could probably get it cheaper depending on what you want, but 30 to 40 for a medium ranged one. So what, 210, that's 250, we'll say. Calipers, I got mine at Harbor Freight. They're not the best, but you really don't need like super high-end calipers for knife making. Mine, I think, were on sale for $15 or something, so we'll say 265. And this is kind of exaggerating the price. You could get started for way cheaper. I'm just saying, like, you know, once you get into it, this is kind of what you're looking at. And then, of course, your consumables. You got abrasive, sandpaper, belts, your steel, which you don't go through too much of it. So steel's not that expensive. Your most expensive thing is going to be belts and abrasives and sandpaper. Kind of a pain in the ass. But all around, you know, with that, I would say if you save up around $300, you'll be able to get all of that. Belt sander, drill press, angle grinder, vise if you need it, calipers, abrasives, and steel, and you could get started just like that. Of course, you could get started with $50, honestly. So I mean, it's just kind of where you want to start. If you want to start with, you know, a belt sander, and some of the tools that make your life a little bit easier, then, you know, save up a good chunk, and then you could get started. All this I acquired over time, so I started with the belt sander, and that's it. we had the angle grinder, we had a vise, and that's all I had really. And then I got calipers, um, got the drill press, got the, I didn't mention this because it's not super important. You don't really need this, but it would be the, I don't know if you guys can see it right over there, the bench grinder with the paper wheels on it. I got that around Christmas time. So that's another tool I use that for sharpening and that's it, so you may not need it, but yeah, I mean, it's really not too difficult to get started. Once you do get started though, you're gonna spend all your money on tools, because that's what I'm doing. I think that about covers it as far as tools. Yeah. So, haven't made a video in a while because I've been super busy. I was gonna make a video on making our belt sander here, which I'll show you really quickly. It's not done yet, but there's just a little sneak peek. All that footage got deleted because of me on accident. I'm gonna try and get it recovered though, but it's probably gone. The knife videos I'm posting, or the knife making videos, probably, I'll probably just finish the knife and then kind of go over it and show you guys the knife, because, well, I'm not very good at recording right now, so I'm trying to get the hang of like editing and things like that, and get a little bit better before I start making videos like that, because those videos, nobody's really watching them, and, well, they're kind of crappy, kind of messed up on the editing and stuff like that, so, oops. So I'm going to do a little bit better on my next knife. Sorry about that noise, it's probably annoying, but